Hey guys, Catherine here, and my tip slash trick for you guys today is basically I'm gonna be talking about the art of friendship and kind of like ways you can step it up in your friendship game. So friendship is something that I'm really passionate about, and honestly the reason is because I've had really bad toxic friendships, and I've also had really good fulfilling friendships. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum, and I now know kind of what to look for and how to be a better friend, and also the ways that I failed to be a good friend when I was younger. So here's some of the things that I've learned. First of all, you have to ask yourself, what is the goal of friendship? And that could be different for everyone, honestly, but I think for me, what I've realized is my goal for the friendships that I have is to become a better version of myself. So I really want to surround myself with people that I feel like they kind of like bring out the best in me, encourage me when I have like a goal or something that I'm working towards, or if I fail or mess up, they're loving and they help me like come back to the best version of myself. So I think if you go into friendships a little bit more intentionally and just ask yourself like, why am I friends with this person? What do we talk about? What do we do together? Like, honestly, in my experience, a lot of the friends that I was drawn to, we were friends because we had the same type of dysfunction, and we were just on this constant toxic negative cycle, which that kind of brings me to my next point, which is avoid the negatives in friendship. And again, no one is going to be perfect with this. This is really, every friendship is going to have some negative moments, so it's not going to be perfect. But I will say, when I was younger, I was in some friendships that were really focused on gossip and talking about other people, and that was kind of like the basis of our entire friendship. And I don't know, everyone has their own like versions, I guess, of what gossip is, but the definition that I came to eventually was, I think gossip is talking about other people's lives that have nothing to do with you for the purpose of kind of tearing them down and making yourself feel better. So like, that is a really negative thing. I think we all know that already, and definitely something to be avoided. And if you find yourself with friends where you guys are constantly like talking about people, tearing them down, that's not gonna feel good on you either. In a moment, maybe it feels good, but later on, you just feel kind of like sick and bad about yourself and just kind of like, don't feel good. And that's really the friendships that I had at a certain point in life. And I just realized later how toxic that was. So really avoid that whole, just that whole vibe in general is not good for friendships. And hopefully that goes without saying, but I think it's a good reminder because I got caught in that for many years. My next thing would be go deep in conversations. So if you're in a friendship, and this kind of like these 2 points kind of go together. One is go deep in your conversations, and also to be authentic. They kind of go together. One of the most important and powerful parts of friendship is it should be a safe place where you can be yourself and your friend can be themselves as well. So both of you can just open up to each other. You can have real, honest, vulnerable conversations, and you're not afraid this person is going to judge you, criticize you, put you down. Yes, every once in a while, people might make a comment and maybe they didn't really mean it, but for the most part, you should be in a friendship where you feel safe and where you can be yourself and you're not constantly being torn down. So that's another thing to evaluate about friendships is like, am I constantly being torn down? And if so, or on the other side of it, am I tearing down my friend? And that's something to be careful about because you want your friend to feel safe and you want to feel safe in your friendship. And then the next thing I would say is, this is something that's really important, is simply listening. Listen to your friends. I feel like that goes without saying, but at the same time, it's so natural for human nature. We like to talk about ourselves. I know I love talking about myself, but it's really important that if you're talking the whole time, your friend is not gonna feel seen and noticed. And also little things like your friend brings something up. Yeah, I have a job interview. I'm really nervous about it. Check in on them, text them later, call them. Hey, how did your interview go? I said a prayer for you. I was thinking of you. Like, noticing things that your friend is going through and pointing them out just shows them, I care about you. And when you talk about the things that are important to you, I listen. And that's honestly probably the most important part of friendship, is just to feel seen by someone. That is so incredibly healing and just the core of relationship. And then the last thing I would say is celebrate your friend. And yes, of course, the first thing you probably think of is their birthday. Definitely make their birthday special. But beyond that, it's more of an everyday thing that matters. Celebrate your friend. So when your friend has good things in life, lift them up. Another way of celebrating, as weird as it sounds, is when your friend has failures or things that don't go well in their life, it's really important to still lift them up. That's probably when they need it the most, is to provide encouragement. Like an example of that, something that I try to do for my friends is, and I really appreciate this when they do this for me as well, is when my friends go through a breakup or they, go on a date and it doesn't go well, I always try to remind them, that's amazing that you did that because you are brave. You are so brave for dating in a world that's a whole other, maybe I should do tips and tricks on dating because that's a whole other thing. But you are so brave for putting yourself out there, and that's how you're gonna find love eventually. So I think that's one of the most important parts of friendship as well, is being there, not just to celebrate them on the good days and their birthdays, but to actually lift them up when they're going through really hard times, and just remind them it's good that you tried, and failure doesn't define you, because that means that you're putting yourself out there, which is so important. So those are my tips and tricks for you guys on the art of friendship, and I hope this video helped some of you guys and that it inspires some of your friendships. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.